for its first taste of winter tomorrow, with up to 10 centimeters of snow expected. Toronto is already preparing, salting high-priority roads and bridges before the snow falls to prevent ice buildup. Out of an abundance of caution, the city also says it will be opening 2 warming centers at 5 p.m. tomorrow for anyone experiencing homelessness, a warm place to rest and eat. Roughly 115 contingency spaces will also be opened up in the shelter system tomorrow. With more on the looming snowfall, let's bring in weather specialist Noor Rafat. Noor, what more can you tell us?
Hey, thanks very much. It's going to be a very different scene come tomorrow, and we're already starting to see the changes since early in the day today. That Arctic air has been sinking further south, and that's thanks to some strong winds that we were seeing late last night and early today morning, where we were seeing those gusts from the north, at times the northwest. So again, a cooler feel in the air, and those temperatures will keep on dropping as the evening progresses and as you head through the day come tomorrow. Now, of course, the most important part is the snowfall accumulations, and I apologize, my text boxes are glitching, but it's really dependent on where you're situated and the track of this system. We can say with fair positivity that if you are around the water, around Lake Ontario, including in downtown Toronto, you're going to see less than 5 centimeters, so potentially around that 2 centimeter range, and that's because of those milder temperatures, because of that mixed precipitation that's expected. The further you head north towards the Vaughan, the Brampton region, that's where you're seeing higher accumulation. So 5 to 10 centimeters could be possible, and that includes our viewers in Peterborough County. And then the more you head east, even more accumulation could be possible. So 10 to 15 towards the Kingston region, potentially up to 20 centimeters in the Ottawa region. Now, really what we're concerned about is the track of this system and that line between snow and wet weather. And what we're seeing for now, some of our models are showing that that line will fall south of the province into New York State, which means we will get more snow accumulating if this is how it's actually going to materialize. But if that line falls further north, well, that means it's more wet weather and mixed precipitation for southern Ontario and less snow accumulation for that matter. So we're really focused on how this is going to transpire. Of course, we have to wait and see what happens. The bad news is that while the bulk of this is over by Monday morning, not everyone is going to see dry conditions. So we're seeing that lake effect machine kick right back up, which means more accumulation heading into your Monday and your Tuesday for parts of the snow belt, including areas like Barrie, London, Ontario, towards Wyerton and Owen Sound. So again, we'll talk about the full totals in the full forecast. For now, expect dwindling temperatures as the day progresses, strong gusting winds as well, reducing visibility, and a cool and wintry feel in the air. Kevin?
Thanks, Noor. Sky Tracker weather forecast with our Noor Rafat. And Noor, for the first time in many years, I finally have my winter tires for the first snow. It's not a usual thing in my household.
Yeah, I hope you're one of many, Kevin, because I can say for me, they're not on, but we were getting around to it. We're getting around to it. I think it's important to note, though, that yes, preparedness is good, but also avoidance of being outside tomorrow. If you can avoid travel, please do so. We're expecting some hefty snowfall totals into parts of Ontario and Quebec. Let's take a look. So again, totals are very dependent on where you're situated. Around downtown Toronto, if you're closer to Lake Ontario as well, we're expecting more of milder conditions, some mixing involved, and that snow not really sticking on treated roads. Areas like untreated sidewalks, like grass, you could see more of that snow sticking. But again, around that 2 centimeter range potentially for the Toronto region. The further you head closer to the 401 and the 407, that's where you're going to see more accumulation. So around 10 centimeters in other parts of the GTHA at most. And also as you head east towards Peterborough County. Dwindling temperatures as the day progresses in Toronto, and it's going to be windy. Gusts up to 50 could be possible, so that means blowing snow, reduced visibility. Another reminder that if you don't have to be outside tomorrow, maybe just don't. Just stay indoors, especially if you are planning to drive. If you want to play in the snow under those windy conditions, well, that's your call to make, so we'll see. But we've been seeing that Arctic air dwindling further south. and it's affecting a lot more communities than you could probably imagine. Nashville, 9 degrees of a high come tomorrow, and that's down from about 23 today. So safe to say a lot of people are feeling that Arctic air, and unfortunately for us, we're going to struggle to recover when it comes to those temperatures for a few days, even after this storm pushes through. So Sunday, again, as we mentioned, we're expecting this early in the morning, and it's really dependent on the track of this system and where that line between snow and rain falls. But for now, expect a whole lot of snow and continuous through afternoon and heading into parts of the evening. There could be some mixed precipitation, some wet weather in Kingston, at least some of our models show for now. And while some communities will see sunnier breaks heading into Monday, drier conditions, we can't say the same for everyone. So here is that lake effect starting to kick right back in, and that means constant accumulation as you head through Monday and Tuesday in areas like London, Ontario, like Wyerton, Waterloo, Owen Sound, and you can see it's even sending some of those flurries back to Toronto by Tuesday morning. So safe to say this won't be over even after Sunday ends for some communities. This may be an overestimation. So again, 10 centimeters at most for Toronto is what we're expecting for now. And closer to the water, a whole lot less than that. Could be up to 25 centimeters in the Ottawa region. Or rather 20 centimeters in the Ottawa region. Kingston for now, some of our models show 3 centimeters could be possible thanks to that mixed precipitation and wet weather, which again, the track of that could change. 2 in London tomorrow, 4 in Fort Erie as you head closer to Guelph, 0 degrees, 4 in Niagara Falls, and struggling to recover with those temperatures Monday and Tuesday, 1 and 4 degrees, 7 for the rest of the week. A better chance to see some sunshine heading into the weekend.
Bracing for its first taste of winter tomorrow with up to 10 centimeters of snow expected. Toronto is already preparing salting high priority roads and bridges before the snow falls to prevent ice buildup. Out of an abundance of caution, the city also says it will be opening 2 warming centers at 5 p.m. tomorrow for anyone experiencing homelessness, a warm place to rest and eat. Roughly 115 contingency spaces will also be opened up in the shelter system tomorrow. With more on the looming snowfall, let's bring in weather specialist Noor Afat. Noor, what more can you tell us?
Hey, thanks very much, Kevin. Well, I can tell you right now we have a few hours left of drying conditions in the city before the onset of that storm that we've been talking about for a little while, and what a system it's going to be for some parts of the province. Drying conditions heading into the midnight hours. You could start to see some mixed precipitation roll in heading into the overnight in Toronto, and actually we've started to see that first bit of snow materialize in southwestern Ontario. The accumulation is all what we've been able to talk about and what we've been focusing on, because it really varies depending on where you're situated. For those closer to Lake Ontario by the water, expecting the least snowfall amounts, and in fact expecting it to be around that mixed precipitation range due to how mild it's going to be. The further you head north, closer to the 401 and to the 407, that's when you'll see more of that accumulation. So heading into Richmond Hill, Vaughan, Brampton region, you'll see some accumulation there, 5 to 10 centimeters, and that includes parts of Cottage Country. As you head further east, even more snow. So Kingston 10 to 15, Ottawa near the 20 centimeter range could be possible. All of this will be mixed with some strong gusting winds, which means reduced visibility on the roads, and really a reminder that if you don't need to travel tomorrow, just stay home. Now, our models have been changing. Things are looking better for some communities, not so great for others. What we're really concerned about is where this line is going to fall between snow and rain. And right now, it looks like it is falling south of Lake Ontario into the international border, which means much of us are going to see snow instead of mixed precipitation or rain, but things are looking better for northern parts of Cottage Country, which may get away with no snow at all. That could be the case for Muskoka, according to some of our models, but that means areas like Kingston, like Peterborough, like Cobourg and Port Hope will be in for more accumulating snow as the day progresses. So this starts out early in the morning, continues through your afternoon and evening. Not not over by Monday because we're seeing that lake effect snow start to kick in for some parts of the province and a return of that snow as well around the GTHA and around Lake Ontario. So we'll talk about the expected totals in the full forecast. Again, if you're closer to the water in Toronto, 2 centimeters, mixed precipitation further north, up to 10 at most. What you can expect is some cold conditions, and along with that, some windy conditions. Gusting winds up to 50 kilometers per hour could be possible. Kevin?
Thanks, Noor. If you're trying... Time for our weather update with Noor Rafat. Noor, it sounds like a lot of people are going to be getting their first snowfall.
Yes, and it's going to be a whirlwind, Kevin. It starts tomorrow for many communities in Ontario and Quebec. We know it's not going to be over by the end of Sunday for some. And of course, what we're most concerned about are the accumulating snowfall totals. Let's take a look at how it's going to look like in your viewing region. Well, it's not just the snow that you're going to notice outside. It will be some cold temperatures, and that was the case today. These highs don't tell the full story. 10 degrees at Toronto was measured around midnight last night, and so we were already on a downward trend throughout the course of the day. It felt closer to 5 degrees by the afternoon. Tomorrow, even colder, +2 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and even dipping down further than that heading into the evening. Strong gusting winds, 45 to 50 km. And there is that snow through the course of your morning, afternoon, and potentially into your evening, depending on where you're situated. So this is going to be quite the system that will be difficult to shake off in the next few days. That Arctic air has been affecting more than just Toronto. You can see it in blue here, large swaths across the province, but it's actually dipping all the way into southern USA. Nashville, 9 degrees for a high tomorrow. That's down from 22 today. So safe to say there's a lot of people in North America that are feeling that Arctic chill. The bad news for us, we're going to struggle to shake off that cold weather for the next little while. Here we are looking at that snow, and again, our models are changing. I think they're starting to look a bit more accurate, but we could be in for more snow and less rain, less mixed precipitation for southern Ontario and for the east. And again, for those that are closer to Lake Ontario, you'll see mixed precipitation, milder conditions, not a whole lot of accumulation, but for those further north, you'll see more of that accumulation. And so it's not over by Sunday. You'll get a bit of a break Monday morning, and then that system returns to Toronto, Peterborough. It will remain there in Niagara Falls, to the Kingston region even. And take a look at this. That lake effect snow kicks back in as well Monday evening and continues into your Tuesday, sending flurries right back into the GTHA. So again, hard to shake off this system in the next few days, but the bulk of it, of course, falling tomorrow. Our models, as I mentioned, starting to look more accurate now. Heavier totals could be in for the east. Toronto, 10 centimeters at most. We could be in for some heavier totals around the Niagara Falls region, considering they will see some ongoing snow heading into Monday. 0 degrees in London, +1. In London tomorrow, 4 in Fort Erie, and as we head towards Guelph, -1 over there, 1 in Oshawa, 1 in Cobourg, and 0 in Belleville. Your next 7 days struggling to warm up, in fact remaining below average through the course of this upcoming week. A chance to see those flurries return on Tuesday, Monday evening, even some snow for Toronto. Things looking brighter as the weekend rolls around.